Hello people, TF32's here again, and we're here for another great Konami game review. My last game review was Gambari Goemon for the NES. Here I am going to review another game called TwinBee. It's a third-person, it's like a flying shooter game, third-person. It's a pretty cool game, but I'm warning you, if you are like a hardcore fan of my show, if you've seen like every episode, you will definitely recognize some stuff about this game from another game that I reviewed. So, here we go, today's score. I don't know what that means. But okay, right off the bat, what does this look like? You can drop ground targets, and there are projectiles everywhere, although they're more out the way. You can get these power-ups, one-hit deaths. What does this look like to you? Well, I'll tell you what this looks like. This looks like Super Exevious Gamp no Nazo. I previously reviewed this game and commented on how difficult it was. Man, this game's difficult. Except this game is a lot better and you can get a lot more health power-ups. And when you die, you don't go back to the beginning of the stage. So as you see right here, I state load on another level that I previously got to. It's a really fun game, and it's really addicting. I've made it to the final level, but I haven't made it that far. Oh crap. I state loaded on the same loop of the music, that was pretty cool. So yeah, this is where I previously loaded. However, the first thing I must comment on is the music. Listen to the loop. Doesn't that just sound so much better than the previous loop that we heard from the other game? Listen to this loop. That is the entire loop of the entire game. At least until the final level. But the main thing I must comment on is how great the power-up theme is. Listen to it. Just hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Now just listen. Great music, love it. At least the music changes in this game compared to the other game, and this one's actually playable compared to the other one. I mean, if you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. Oh, and you just see that my ship multiplied. If you shoot the bells a certain amount of time that come out of those clouds there, the bells will turn a different color. Different colors mean different power-ups, but if you shoot them enough times, they will turn into your enemies. You do not want that to happen, do you? And so, let me explain this for you. Crap. So, the blue ones increase your speed, as we see here. The silver ones let you shoot double. And the blinking bells give you two cloned versions of you that are invisible and invincible. Pretty cool. And also, the ground bomb targets can shoot down stuff that can give you extra points, which appear as candy. And if you shoot the bell a certain amount of times, they will turn red. And if you get the red bell, I may not get in this video, but if you shoot enough to make it turn red, then you will get this invisible barrier. But you can keep it for as long as you want, at least until the enemies will be lucky enough to touch that barrier. It's pretty useful, I must say. But the important thing is that this game is actually much easier than the previous game that I commented on. But here's the main thing I should comment on. Just look at the background as we pass above here. Does it look familiar to you? it looks like the area of Woohoo Island from Wii Sports Resort. I mean, here we have the golf courses right over here, and the lighthouses are right over there. That is a very interesting resemblance, wouldn't you say? And check it out. There's Woohoo. There's Maka Woohoo. When you come to the end of the stage. This game really looks like the island from Wii Sports Resort, doesn't it? Now, let me mention, at the end of each stage, you fight a boss. And this is where I'd really recommend getting a turbo controller. And after that, you get the stats, you know, how many points you got. And then the level continues. And keep in mind, the original arcade version was released in Japan in 1985. So, I believe it was released 1 year before Mr. Goemon was reviewed. And what the hell are these? Vegetable knives? Forks? What is this? Bible buffet? I already commented about this for my Christmas review. And each level looks different, and it gets harder and harder as you advance. And what the hell were those? Upside down UFOs? Or maybe the heads of spoons with legs? I don't know. But the bowls of cereal? I can't believe it. Bowls of cereal. Man. Konami was just insane when they came up with this. Although, I must say, it's a really fun game that really gets you stuck into it. And what the hell are these? Toilet seats? Yeah, toilet seats as enemies in a video game. I must say, that's really inappropriate. Or really appropriate, as I should say, sarcastically. I wonder why there's so many kitchen utensils, and if you were to see where I was earlier, there are like these jars, like cookie jars coming after you. The enemies in this game are just insane. And now let's talk about the bomb targets. As you can see, just like Super Xevious, there's like no indication of where you're gonna shoot. It's like completely random where you know you're gonna shoot it. So just like in Xevious, there isn't like an indicator of like where you know you're gonna be shooting the ground bombs. As you can see, there's like that target logo that lets you know where you're gonna be shooting. But TwinBee just doesn't have that. I just don't like that because it just makes you not know where you're going to be shooting at all. That is just sad. And also, I don't think there's a way to shoot in between enemies like in the Xevious games either. And this game also came as the 3D Classics for the 3DS, but it's almost a complete interpretation of this game that I'm playing right now. It's not even like the arcade. And you know what? Xevious came out for the 3D Classics as well. I'm just not sure why they would want to place two almost same identical games together. Although this is still much better than Super Xevious, and Super Xevious was all about riddles. And TwinBee, you just go through the level, and you just defeat everything in sight. You don't even have to think of a pattern or anything. You don't have to fly through a cloud to get through the first level or anything like that. I mean, that's just terrible. How could they have a level like that? Who's supposed to figure that out? And hey, there are those jars that I told you about earlier. I wonder what that noise was. Oh, and I should mention, there's always like a mid-boss. Listen to how scary the music is. There we go. It sounds like you're not hitting it, but you actually are. That is pretty awesome. Oh, and here we are at the level where I was earlier. I accidentally deleted that save state, and it seems I'm here again. I'm here in like the exact same spot. That is pretty cool. And now we have like scutterbugs coming at you. Look at the patterns. This like, and now killer crabs or lobsters. I'm not sure. Pick one or the other, man. I don't need any bells anymore because I think I've upgraded my speed enough. And here we have like a bunch of volcanoes that actually look like whatever those things are called that you use in labs. Those cylindrical tube kind of things. I'm not sure. They're not test tubes. A flask. They look like flasks. And now we have killer shrimps. And what are these? Squids? They almost remind me of the blooper straight out of Super Mario Brothers. Come on. First Konami and then HAL Laboratory, because I do have Return to Dreamland for the Wii. And what the hell is that thing? Look at the bottom left part of that screen. Or the bottom right part. Look at the bottom of the screen. Those things look like really long bones. Imagine if a dog were actually to have a bone that huge. I mean, look at that. And look at the squids right below there. They're red. Unlike the ones that we see after, they're actually white. This really blows my mind. This game is just a big heap of confusion. Oh, never mind. It's just the color they turn into when they come after you. Never mind. And whatever you do, don't let any of the enemies hit your arms, because you can only regain your arms back once. And after that, you can't get them back, and it's pretty much like an extra source of life. And after you get rid of it, you can't shoot you can't shoot ground targets anymore. Which is pretty terrible, yes. That is just too bad. Like that. You don't... Like that again. You don't want any of that to happen, so you're best off just shooting every ground target that you see. And yes, they do look like rocks. I know that. It's hard to identify. The graphics are so unclear of what's just part of the background or what's an enemy. You're best off just shooting every ground target in sight. Every single rock in sight. And I see a bunch of Japanese buildings everywhere. I guess it's pretty cool just to symbolize that this game was only released in Japan. And the sequel was released on the NES in the US as Stinger. And it came out on the Konami Classics game for the DS as Rainbow Bell. And the music's pretty kick-ass. All Konami's musics are kick-ass. Here we have some more lobsters. So that's pretty much the game. I don't think there's anything more that I need to explain other than its big-time similarity to Exevius. I believe this is the final level of this game. You really deserve a medal. Because it is like hell. That level is just hard. And I accidentally saved when I died and I lost all my power-ups. But immediately as you beat that last level, you're immediately transported to the first level of the game. I guess only a lot harder. I've never seen it, so I'd have to beat it to find out. So if you're looking for any cool soundtracks, just like my Gambara Goemon review, Gradius is the guy to go to. That's GRAD1U5. And he also has another channel called Gradius 2. That's GRAD1U5 2. And please subscribe to his channel. He has many great